Hey, what's up guys? This is Jeff with Gamestork, and here we are again, another day of Nintendo news, another day of awesome stuff, another day of just gaming in general. This is so great. Man, there's lots of great news today. It's surprising how much has happened since yesterday, and I always get surprised when I go to report this, because I'm like, okay, there's going to be nothing here today, and then I just see this slew of stuff over the internet, all releases, games, bundles, you name it. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby. So the first bit of news today is, something I reported on not too long ago about this game called Lumo, and this is coming to the Nintendo Switch very soon. Now last month, this news broke that it was coming to the Nintendo Switch, as you saw right here on Gamestork, and it was initially assumed that it would be digital only, which a lot of these, we assumed that they're only going to be digital, but the fact is sometimes they're not, and people love when they're not, because there are collectors out there who really enjoy collecting the cases and the booklets if they come with those, and they also somehow like the physical cartridges. Now me personally, I don't carry around the cartridge because it's a portable system. I'd rather it all be digital, even though you don't really own your digital games. It's this weird thing to where I'd rather have the physical copy if there was a better way to carry them around, which there are some pretty good ways, but if I had all the games I had right now in physical copies, I'd have a stack like this tall. So and that's laying them flat, but Amazon currently has Lumo listed with a physical version for the Nintendo Switch. The box art, everything is up, and a tentative October 31st release date at $30 is on the page. So there's also confirmation that 88 Heroes is getting a physical release on the Switch as well. It will also cost $30, and boom, there you go. So it looks like these games are heading to the Nintendo Switch, and a lot of these developers are hearing you out. They're hearing out the consumer and those who want that physical release, are hungry for the physical release, and so there they go. Now don't fret if this looks like these are going to be the same cost, and if I'm wrong about that, it's okay. I want to be wrong. The digital, it would be cool if it was $19.99. But eventually, the physical versions and the digital versions will be the same cost once the price, of the parts that it takes to make that cartridge goes down. And there's a shortage of parts right now everywhere for all gaming companies, and Apple and Nintendo and phones and you name it, whatever. So as soon as that shortage is finished or done, obviously the costs go down, and you'll be able to get bigger cartridges for less money and things like that. And when it comes to speed and things like that, the cartridge is superior to the disc. However, it's just more expensive to develop. But other than that, it's really cool. Alright, so it looks like Splatoon 2 is a huge hit, right? As of the last numbers, Splatoon 2 has sold over 1 million copies worldwide, which is great. Now, according to Nintendo, Splatoon 2 has sold over 1 million copies since launch, which joined the other first-party titles like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and ARMS, all selling over 1 million copies apiece. Now you talk about a first-party powerhouse set. When Nintendo makes a game, not only is it good, but it sells well, it's awesome, and so far in the last 6 months, they have 4 first-party games that all sold over 1 million apiece, and some a lot more, and they're going to sell a lot more as the year goes through. So they have some powerhouse games, very successful. And the company also said that 400 million online battles have been fought by Inklings all around the world. 400 million battles in Splatoon. That is cool. Okay, that's awesome. It shows that everyone has been introduced to this. A lot of people thought that this game wouldn't make it because it was on the Wii U, and there were only, up to 13 million people, and probably wasn't even that high at the time, who really, maybe half of them might have had that game. There wasn't a huge install base there, and there wasn't a lot of people that had purchased that game and also played it, which I think it hit pretty high on sales considering the install base. But a lot of people didn't get to experience Splatoon and see how great it really is, and it's really, really good. Oh, it's so good. And it's one of those that's very addicting. It pulls you in. It's just, yeah, it's great. And typically for me, I'm not too much into competitive gaming, but games like Splatoon 2, I do like that. So here's something else cool. Speaking of Splatoon, let's just segue right into the next thing, right? North American Nintendo Switch Splatoon 2 Edition bundle launches on September the 8th. What? That's cool. And this thing looks great. Nintendo has announced this, It's coming out September the 8th. It looks awesome. It looks great. It comes with a neon green and neon pink Joy-Con set. Also, the Nintendo Switch hardware carrying case and a download code for Splatoon 2. And this thing's going to retail at $379. Pretty much $380. I don't know why they do $79.99. $379.99. You save a penny. I guess it's so they can say under $380. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's a cool marketing tactic. I notice everyone does it. You know, nothing is just $380. But that would be cool, you know. But this is also the first chance for gamers who live in North America to get the unique neon green and pink Joy-Con combination, unless you ordered that from overseas and had it, you know, brought in. But the bundle looks really cool. It looks awesome. It's something that if you are looking to get a Nintendo Switch and you can get your hands on this one, I highly recommend doing that. These neon Joy-Con colors are great. They're really cool. And it's exciting. Honestly, it's exciting to see a Nintendo bringing this stuff out and bringing it over. Now, as far as bringing things over from Japan, here's another segue. Whoop, 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 right. There's this Japanese family, it's been reported on, who has been lining up together in a Switch lottery over there for 3 months. Now, this is insane. And this is a family that they've had 3 generations. They're participating in this, trying to get a Switch, and they just haven't got one yet, as far as I and see, but at least they're getting to spend some time together, and they stand together every week battling the heat, all just to win a Nintendo Switch. And I hope they finally get one soon. Good luck, guys. I'm rooting for you. But it's so great to see 3 generations of a family get out there and line up together. And it is quality time. You know, it is like time in a line, which stinks. But you're also getting time with your family that's not necessarily spent on a TV or something, even though it's waiting in line to get something that will pull you into the TV. So, but it's quality time. It's something that's so heartwarming that obviously we're talking about it here. So it should be good with them. Well, there's more things circling as the rumor mill goes. As we've heard before, L.A. Noire is rumored to be coming to the Nintendo Switch with a remaster. And rumors say it might be actually updated a good bit. So this would be kind of cool. I think it'd be neat. But it's slated for late summer, which I don't really know. I guess maybe that'd be this summer. And if it was this summer, that's like, I mean, it's almost over, right? You know, I don't know. They're almost out of time. So if it is coming this summer, not in 2018, hey, bring it out. That would be cool. As you know, any game that comes out right now is freaking gold. And it's going to sell really well and have a great attach rate, because the reality is when you play console games, the Nintendo Switch just makes it better. You know, like me, playing Sonic, for instance, I'm like, oh, yes, I love this. It looks great on the TV. And I get up and have to go, and I'm like, oh, can't forget my Switch. And while I was out, I'd be like 4 stages in between the things I was doing in the day, and you just can't beat that. You can't do it. And you know, this game coming to the Nintendo Switch would be a great addition, and it's something that I personally look forward to. I know I'm always like, I'm excited about everything. No, I don't like everything, okay, but I do like more games coming, and the more third party that supports, and the more games that come, and the more things that happen, and the more movement, and the more news, and more talk, and all that, that means there's going to be more success for the console. There's going to be more sales, and you know, more games for us. People are like, I don't understand why you care about the sales for Nintendo, or the profit, or anything like that, because all those things mean more games for me. And if they are successful, they sell their games well, they make money, I get to play games, and that's just the reality of it. So if you want to play games, root for all these consoles to do well. I root for every console to do well, and I hope that you do too. Now, there is a, today, this very second as I'm recording this, for $389, there is a Nintendo Switch with a red and blue Joy-Con set on Amazon for pre-order. It looks like that's all it comes with, so it is $389, and it looks like as of right this second, there's 16 left in stock on Amazon. So once you see this, go check it out. If you're looking for one, you might be able to grab that one, you know. But as of right now, 16 left. Get on it. By the time this goes up, it might be a little bit less. So there's another Splatfest making its way in the first weekend of September, and you know, which superpower would you choose, flight or invisibility? And the reality is, in this day and age, there are no super villains. So if there were super villains, this would be something that would be much more difficult to choose, right? But I think flight would be the one that I would go with. Invisibility would be great, But invisibility would kind of work better if you were a villain. You know, if you wanted to rob a bank and you could go invisible and rob the bank, you know. But as far as like just being a good guy, how could you use invisibility to in a way that would benefit you without breaking the law in some way, right? Whereas if you had flight, you'd be like, hey, I'm going to go visit Japan today, and you just fly. Or, you know, I'm going to go fly to my family's house a couple states away, and then you just fly, you know. So not only could you use flight for travel, I mean, it would also be like a blast, flying up in the air and just doing what you do, you know. So that's one of those things. I think that I'm going to be on Team Flight for life, just because, you know, unless you're planning on turning into a villain, which if it was like a hero versus villain thing, I think the invisibility obviously would be villain. Flight would be for the hero, and I'm a hero, right? Just kidding. Okay, so yeah, so I'm picking flight. I'm just gonna ruin that. Let you know if you do pick invisibility. Hey, we're still cool. I'm still friends with you. It's all right. You're free to become a villain and be tempted to use your invisibility to rob banks and things like that. But just know that when you do that, and I'm flying, I'm gonna fly to you, and I'm gonna catch you. I have no other super abilities. I'm not super strong or anything. So let's just both work out, get really strong, and just fight each other. And you can turn invisible, and I won't even know where to punch you. This is going to be tough. But then when I don't know where to punch you, I'll just fly up into the air. And then you can't get to me because you can't fly, and you're invisible, and it's like a stalemate. You see what I'm saying? These two powers, man, it's crazy. It's such a hard choice. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm just going on just for fun. So the last thing I wanted to talk about today is really cool. There is a man who created, it's Julio Vasquez, and he created this Switch peripheral for one-handed gamers. So if you're someone out there who's really been wanting to game, and maybe you just don't have a hand, maybe you're missing an arm from an accident or something like that, this is for you. This is a peripheral that can be printed out at any local 3D printer location. You can take this and have it printed anywhere, and otherwise it's really cheap to do. And if you have a 3D printer, I mean, there are tons lots of places. I'm sure you'd be surprised at how many are in your area. But you can take this and essentially just places the Joy-Cons, it folds them beside each other so that you can use what you need to use, and it makes it really easy to play. It's easy to hold. So if you're someone who only has one hand, then this has opened the door for you to be able to comfortably play the Nintendo Switch. And you know, it's definitely worth looking into, especially considering that this was done and introduced through a charity, and also is, you know, free for you to go get, download what you need. The I don't know what you'd call that. The thing that allows you to take it to go print it, like a layout, I guess. I'm searching for the word, but I can't find it, so I'm sure you'll let me know the word in the comments. But yeah, this looks really cool, and go check it out. If you need this, it is officially going to be available for you, and it's going to make it very easy to game, because everybody should be able to game, right? And I'm rooting for everyone to be able to game and things like that. So anyway, that's going to do it for this news update today for the Nintendo Switch. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Be sure to like this video if you do like what you're seeing, so that I know that I should continue making videos like this. And also subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to share this video for me as well. That's the best way for me to grow this channel and make more content and be more motivated to continue forward, work harder for you, to bring you news, entertainment, things like that. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.